What in blazes? This guy's a damn superhero. He's also a Canadian. And now a member of the CWP, the Canada Wrestling Promotion. Although he is a masked man, are we so sure we know where he's from? So if we get a closer look at the profile, mostly down the right side. Salary, very reasonable at under 1,300, although you just saw the signing bonus we gave him. Second highest in the history of this promotion. Second to, if you've watched this show from the very beginning, you know who had a bigger signing bonus. In fact, he's going to be teaming up with him in this event. Signed for that purpose. So, further down, match style lucha, as in the Mexican high flying, rapid action, energetic style, even though he's a heavyweight. At 229 pounds. Popularity in America, B. So that's pretty decent. So he's not a star per se, but we can certainly make him one if he's here long enough. Because as you see farther down, trust D, as we've kind of gotten used to that. When we sign a wrestler of some real life fame, he seems to come with a not so good trust that we have to work on if we're going to keep him around here, but we'll see how it goes. So some other preliminary business. Speaking of guys getting paid, pay increases. Big Mike, perhaps seeking some compensation / pick-me-up after the disaster for him on Canada Day. He now makes $1,500 per month. Blue hair. Goes from making in the low 6,000s to the high 6,000s. And finally, Ace, Matt Gibson, now making an unlucky 1,300. So that's pay increases. How about trust improvements? Examine the lower right of the profile again for trust. Kevin Owens from C to B, finally in the clear for risk of dropping down to the ominous D. D is for depart, possibly, from the organization. So speaking of D, having moved out of the D range. Midnight Night, yeah, has improved to C trust. Seems to be enjoying hanging with the devil dudes. And finally, Christian. Not sure if I pointed out that he had advanced to B already, improved to B. But it's worth dwelling on a little bit if we have already. B is for belts. He has 2. for the second letter of the alphabet. So one more piece of business before we get to the match rundown. Unfortunately, we have to go back to Big Mike as we talk about who's out. So you see Big Mike has a red body part. As history repeats. If you recall from last year's Canada Day, Big Mike's, Big Mike executed his own Elgin bomb to put Jason the Terrible out of action for a month. And now this year, Big Mike goes out as someone uses his move on him. His own move. So watch previous episode if you have not already. One of his old rivals, the Baron Charles. I'll wait for the chorus of boos to subside, but yes, the Baron is going to have to skip this month. Rest is overdue. As the Baronio faithful, the millions and millions, cry out in despair, but the Baron went into Canada Day in poor condition, so we already risked him. So sooner or later he's got to rest or risk being hurt and being out for more than 1 month, so he'll rest up. Deathblow Ken, his health is fine, but he's back to being disenchanted after being disqualified, speaking of Canada Day. So, having swallowed his pride regarding the gin bitterness, there was a title shot to be gone for, to be gone after. So, he signed up only for huge disappointment in the end. So, can't do anything right, apparently. Screw this. Canada Day was the last hurrah. Or was it? Stay tuned, time will tell. Black Dragon God. Long-term health. Still an issue and might continue to be. Mexico Miguel, red body part. One of the juniors who was in there against heavyweights on Canada Day. And something's got to give, I would say. In this case, it was somebody's neck. And finally, Mr. Stoic. Eddie Owens, also a red body part. So that is who's out. Now let's move on to who's in. The matches. Remember the Titan. Match 1. Big Titan having sat out of both June due to condition and July he was idle, not a member of any of the 3-man teams. Since it's been so long, we'll get the King of Canada going in the opening match and ignite the place immediately as Big Titan teams with fellow Canadian KO Kevin Owens to form the most recent edition of Team Canada Black, which has come in different forms, I believe. think this team actually was together at least once before. So they think they have some familiarity. I'll check the record book. Maybe even give you an episode number, which I should try to do more often to get people to refer back in case they haven't seen. And I mentioned it earlier on. Their opponents. Well, I didn't say who their opponents would be, but I said this would be a team up. So they're 2-1 for all-time signing bonuses. The Blue Blazer teams with Ted Axel, the $50,000 man, to form Team Blue in a type of Can-Am connection, right? Canadian, US. So that's cool. And I should take a glance at the stables. Actually, we made some stable adjustments. We haven't looked at stables in a while. It doesn't really affect the game that much. Just gives you a sense of how popular certain groups are. As we look at right now at the two men who will be starting out the match. And yeah, we'll be getting the new arrival in the ring first thing to start the match. As Blue Blazer will lock up with Big Titan. So let's glance at the stables. So owing to the arrival of Blue Blazer, we've officially formed for the first time a Canada Blue stable. We've had Team Canada Blue as a team enough times, but never had it as an actual stable. So that will consist of Wolf Hockfield, Kenny Omega, Blue Blazer. So maybe they'll form a three-man team of the future, since they're now officially stable mates. And Big Mike has been moved over to the Canada Black stable because he's as black as he is red in his uniform. And now there's no longer a Canada Red stable. The members of that were redistributed. So I'm cool with that. Big Mike is now back with rival / ally Big Titan. Same stable. Probably should be. Team Big. And of course this also concludes Team Terrible. Notice Jason mostly wears white, but there's black in there. It's got to be in the same stable as Terrible Ted, the wrestling bear. And then Vampiro and Missing Link, which I should team someday. They would make a good two-man Team Weird. We've got the three-man as 6 tag champions. And Kevin Owens is in there too, rounding out the 7 stable members of Team Canada Black. Someday, once I've added all the Canadians I want for the promotion, this stable will probably grow to be too large, and I'll probably reintroduce the Canada Red stable. But for now, we've got blue and black. So that's your, should probably go back to that actually. So yeah, that's the opener. And it came about as a kind of a process of elimination match. I wasn't sure who to give the Big Titan title shot. for Canada's heavyweight championship. So I was looking at Ted Axel, former champion, Kevin Owens, actual Canadian, and couldn't really decide that there's a case to be made for both. Started thinking about, what commonalities were there to be made to make a tag instead. So that's how this four men grouped together as they are. And hey, Big Titan, he's been out of action for a while, maybe a bit rusty. So why not give him a tune-up match with nothing critical on the line before he puts the title back up to be challenged for. So that's the opener tag action. Also in tag team action, we move on to match 2. Mentioned the missing link already in passing. Team Green, 2-man edition. We saw the 3-man on Canada Day with the Bear and Charles. Missing link and Ace Matt Gibson. So it's green versus blue. Team Canada Blue, 2-man edition, goes all the way back to the very first event. Wolf Hockfield, Kenny Omega. Now that they've dropped the 6 tag titles, do they possibly go back to competing for standard tag action? We'll have to see. We'll just have to see how the events play out. So, speaking of 3-men, match 3 for the 3-on-3. 6 tag contenders match. Team Satan, the General, the Knight, the Foot Soldier. Team Satan versus Jin Dynasty version 4, 4th edition. As the Trick Prince now gathers unto himself Strongheart, his old buddy, faithful, loyal, subordinate Strongheart. And now, the irredeemable Shota. Junior Tag Champion. So, Team Satan needed opponents. The Trick Prince needed a third. So why not add another fellow Japanese region guy? So that should be interesting. Match 4. So, with Mexico Miguel out, can't run the junior tag anyway. And with Shota being called into service by his emperor by the process of elimination for Canada's Junior Championship, Christian defends against Type B Big Man Complex Owen Miller, who gets his first shot at the Junior Championship. First of only 2 titles on the line for this event as we turn to the main event. For the 6 Tag Championship. Since this is the biggest news going right now, the new and now each 2-belt 6 Tag Champions, having won the title on Canada Day the previous event. Team Weird, Terrible, Vampiro. And they will defend against Sharpshooter Syndicate, which, if you recall from last event, was the only semi-final team who didn't face Team Weird. So, we'll have that final we didn't have, final we could have had but didn't on Canada Day. And as a result of so many belt holders in this one match, 5, if you remember King Kong Bundy and his 5 count, this event will have no Dramatic Fight Wrestling Tag Team Championship match because the Hitman and the Canadian Sensation are in this 6-tag match. There will also be no DFW Heavyweight Championship because we have Vampiro in this match. We also will have no Canada's Tag Team Championship because Team Terrible's in this match. So, with the recent abundance of dual champions, we have, on the plus side, greater glory for individuals as they can walk down the ramp holding a belt in each hand. I might fumble around in the darkness here. But that does mean fewer title matches that can be run at one time, since we don't/can't double book wrestlers for an event. So that's the matches. Let's look at the venue. Right side. Around 25,000 attendance times $40 ticket price for roughly $1 million in revenue. I'm okay with that. And not every event should be a blockbuster. Besides, we're only running 5 matches this time, so putting on less, so we'll draw less. It all makes sense. But I'm pretty pleased with what we got. Let's move on to merchandise then. Confirm. Yep, I like it. Merchandise. So photo albums. Photo collection. We sold 3,300 on Canada Day, so that was about 1/3 of the 10,000 collections we produced. So there's a lot still to sell, but we remain at a big venue, so I think we can chip away at the stock for a couple more events. So speaking of still being at the big venue and still thinking big as a Canada Day carryover, I think we'll go another 10,000 on the 2 other merchandise types. Towel. 10,000. Goods. 10,000. I'm already looking at the expenses in the top right, because I know what's coming here. Another 10,000 for goods. So our expenses in the top right, we're spending over 4 1/3 100,000 expenses. So, yeah, gotta spend money to make money. So now we have, this is the new record, we've got over 26,000 merchandise items available for sale. Yeah. Sounds like a lot. And one more piece of business before we get to the actual wrestling. Just move myself. As has become customary, view title belts. In this case, we'll get a look at the 6 tag. As we've established, Team Weird, the new 6 tag champions. So, yeah, we only had 2 different team leaders leading up to now. Finally have a third. This terrible team leads that group. On a more somber note, the Wolf team would have set a new record for title defenses had they won the final on Canada Day. So, oh well. We move on. Proceed. August of year 3. Match 1. So, I did some back checking. These 2 Canadian boys did team twice before. Most notably, June of year 2, episode 18 in the main event. Another version of Team Canada Black. KO teamed with Terrible Ted. Also, the main event 3 months later, episode 21. And their opponents at a combined signing bonus of $90,000. Might have to tag these 2 up again just to have that ring entrance. That ring introduction. So, the Blue Blazer goes for a surprise roll up at the 14-second mark. Trying to beat Canada's heavyweight champion in truly record time. Is that an arm drag takedown? Body slam, a blue body slam. Again, Big Titan slamming the newcomer into the blue corner. Goes for an arrogant cover in return. Titan spear. Well, no respect being paid whatsoever by the champion to our newest signee. Maybe he looks at his attire and says, "You're not serious, right? I can beat you in probably a minute and a half." Now it's 2 blue coming at Titan though. The numbers game. 2-1 playing its part. Now that it's 1-on-1, Big Titan's back to dominating. Body slams his man, ragdolling this Can-Am Team Blue. And now we have the assisted powerbomb. It's KO. Kevin Owens gets in there. As I said in the intro, I was kind of had it narrowed down after other matches were made. that these two might face Big Titan. These are potential contenders for the Canada's Heavyweight Championship. And we're seeing them in action against each other. Chance to look good at the expense of the other, and then maybe when it's time to have that championship defended, one of these guys will have made their case. Again with the arrogant hands on the chest cover, which really should be saved for when you've truly annihilated your opponent and it's just like, yeah, we all know this is 3. I don't need to hook the leg or anything. Well, that was the arm that Ted Axel was working over. Arm twist, shoulder smashes. All 4 men in the ring right now. Truly's going to get black and blue out there. Arm drag takedown. The Big Titan reverses the Irish whip into the hip toss. Drop kick. Back of the head. Vertical suplex across the Lit-Cola main sponsor logo. Back to that arm drag. So Blue Blazer doesn't mind going old school. Looks like he appreciates the tradition. Body slam into the chin lock with the knee pressing into the spine there. Body slam. Yeah, back to that. Okay, so Blue Blazer looking good against Canada's heavyweight champion. Arm breaker. Perhaps among the Blue Blazers' superhero attributes is superhuman strength, as he's been throwing the champion, the King of Canada, around the ring, back to that chin lock, wearing down. Man, might we need to see maybe the Blue Blazers having come out of nowhere, making the case why maybe he should be the next challenger. Assisted power bombs for each member's Team Canada Black. Yeah, so all 3 of the guys that Big Titan is in this ring with are perhaps potential challengers, and we're certainly not limited to what we're seeing in this match. The promotion is rich with guys, I believe, that make worthy challengers. Recent challenges have included Strongheart, the Missing Link. Both look good in there in unsuccessful, albeit, bids to become champion. But, you know, let's face facts. Big Titan has evolved himself into being pretty dominant. I believe he has the record right now at 4 title defenses for a single reign. DDT, Teddy, Twister, well, the 2-on-1 game. Well, give the $50,000 man credit. He brawled short-handed there. 1 against 2 for, reasonably well.
10 minutes gone.
Assisted powerbomb. Big Titan finally getting some offense back going again. Body slam, drop kick, back of the head. Double arm. Suplex. Oh, looked like he might have gone for that super bomb. That choke into the sit-down power bomb. Blue Blazer escaped it, but now we're out of the ring, and now it's 2-on-1 out of the ring. Out in front of those international announcer tables. What was it, like there's like five guys on headsets out there. Anyway, Kevin Owens resorting to the steel chair, whacking it across the $50,000 pectoral muscles. Ted Axel. Vertical suplex onto that chair. Blue Blazer finds himself crashing down onto that steel. Assisted powerbomb. samurai bow from Big Titan. Maybe a show of respect. Because the Blue Blazer has come out blazing in his debut. Right now, Kevin Owens KOing both members of this Can-Am Blue back body drop. Goes for the arrogant cover. But who knows more about arrogance than the $50,000 man? He escapes that. Sidewalk backbreaker into the half crab. Doesn't escape that without the help of his partner. Blue Blazers in there. And briefly 2-on-1. That is the essence of tag team action. Working together. Exploiting numbers advantage when you can get it. Okay. Toe-to-toe trading strikes, like I said. Pre-match, this was the potential #1 contenders match. Reverse atomic drop. Frog splash. Top rope in. Oh. Sleeper hold, $50,000 sleeper. And Blue Blazer, perhaps a bit remiss in getting in there to cut off Big Titan. Titan was able to wander all the way across there and kick both y'all's asses of Team Blue. Blue Blazer's having trouble recovering. Is he okay? He's wavering for a while there. I mean, to be fair, this is Blue Blazer's first match. Maybe he needs to, here at the Canada Wrestling Promotion, maybe he needs to work himself into some better cardio, maybe. Hip toss. But back to that chin lock. Chin lock spine breaker? Maybe? Don't know if it needs a name. Let's see if someone can get a finish with it anyway. Monkey flip. How about that? Wow, delayed vertical suplex. Some power on display. Yeah. I think the Blue Blazers lived up to the superhero concept so far. He seems to have some exceptional abilities. And he's been looking good toe-to-toe with the champion. Pretty impressive debut. Standing out in this match, I would say. Eats the double arm suplex, however. Now the champion seems to be putting moves together. Tight death drop across the cola portion of the main sponsor logo. Oh, it just rips the vulnerable Blue Blazer down. But gut wrench suplex. Gut wrench suplex to change the momentum there. Gets tagged out. And rescues the $50,000 partner from a predicament there. Looked like it might have been a running power slam, running like one of those stampede power slams. Looks like Ted Axel almost ate. And then a drop kick for good measure by the Blue Blazer before escaping the ring. And now Ted taking control. Axel death drop as we approach 20 minutes.
20 minutes gone.
Team Canada Black working together with the assisted powerbomb. In motion, big boot. Hooks his man, but he's tied up in the ropes. Axel death drop. Battle of the death drops right now. Circling his man like a $50,000 shark. His wise man, Ted Axel. Exploder suplex, however. Well, that'll shake the ring rust off. If Big Titan needed a warm-up, With that devastating critical exploder, he's shown us he is back and he's ready to defend that title. Well, yeah, pretty explosive finish to our opening match as the two they've both been former champions, Big Titan's current, but two Canadian heavyweight champions figuring into that finish. Exploder suplex knockout. And yeah, in a way, it seems as though you might argue that the $50,000 man kind of brought the Blue Blazer here. Maybe it was on his recommendation. He said I could use a partner. And Big Titan made him pay for that. In any case, now, the champ is back. If you didn't remember the Titan, you probably do now. Match 2, as we stick with the tag team division. Two of the three members of Team Green. Three-man edition participated at Canada Day from previous event. Matt missing. It's the missing Matt combination. And they're up against former tag team champions of Canada, former six tag champions of Canada. Very accomplished bang team here in this promotion. Long history of success. Fight. Team action. Missing Link tries with a shoot early on. Eats a body slam out of the ring. And the wolf barks at the moon there, as a wolf should. Back body drop. Choke, though. Missing Link looking to wrest momentum here by, I guess, wresting the wolf by the neck. From figurative to literal there. Here. Fighting in a neutral corner. Eye rake. So not shy about pulling out the off-color tactics. Choke again for the missing Link. What is the expression? Cheat to win. And European uppercut clears the way for the wolf to tag out. Get Omega in there. See if Kenny can cope with the cheating a little better. DDT across the Lit Cola main sponsor logo. Kick from the underside though. Oh, but look at that duck down off the Irish whip. Slides through the legs. Just reflecting that what is the identity of the Wolf Omega team that we've seen for such a long time. The Wolf has the power. Omega has the excitement. And they bring two different strengths to the team. And thereby successful. Moonsault, by the way. It's kind of like the old Heart Foundation, eh? Like you got the Power Man and the Energy Man. It's a pretty good formula. Over the history of tag wrestling, you might argue the British Bulldogs were like that too. Davey Boy was power. Dynamite was energy.
Gone.
Double tag out. We get all 4 men in the ring. Super kick. Discus strike there by the Wolf. Wow. Running top rope back elbow. Seen that before from Wolf Hockfield. It's pretty cool. Pretty impressive agility for a big man. Release, German suplex. Back flipping the ace across the ring. And the Wolf just tosses the missing link out of there.
3,
Oh my goodness! The moonsault from the turnbuckle.
7, 8,
But it goes wrong. Kenny Omega now in a press slam predicament. If you notice, he didn't land on one of his opponents. He landed on that guardrail type of apparatus that's there in between the ramp and the guard wall to keep the crowd sort of contained away from the action. Guardrail, extra layer of security perhaps, but could have secured Omega's demise there as he landed awkwardly on that steel, and it wasn't a flat surface either. I don't know if that was good or bad. Maybe he sort of glanced off it because it slopes downward. Oh wow. Might have to check on Omega's health after this. Are you okay? Did that looks like he's going to soldier through the match, but eye rake again. But Wolf is responding with power, powering his way out of that 2-on-1 predicament. Goes for the pin across the lightning bolt area, and he gets rolled up in exchange. Matt Gibson, a little more of a finesse wrestler. He's got varied tools at his disposal. Served him well back in DFW, Dramatic Fight Wrestling. But 2-on-1
1,
serves Team Canada Blue well, and again, the Wolf barks at the moon. After the
10 minutes.
2-on-1, the double vertical suplex out of the ring.
You can't escape.
You can't escape into the red corner. Running turnbuckle moonsault. So both these Team Canada Blue boys have moves like that where they race to the top of the turnbuckle to fly onto somebody. Short clothesline though, Team Green trying to get some work done in their corner, but Omega escapes. It's 2-on-1 the other way.
Golden Trigger.
Double knee to the face. Going down, says the Wolf. Discus strike. Makes good on this predicament, on this prediction. Now we have our predicament for missing link, but he's rescued. Back to that eye rake. It's been a go-to for the missing link to gain advantage. I think maybe by now the referee should start thinking about issuing a warning about all that attacking of the eyes. Fire jumping powerbomb 2.9. If it weren't for the ace coming to the rescue there, might we have had 3? There's the fire jumping powerbomb again. This time Omega cuts off the assistance. We get another 2.9. Press slam. Look at the awesome power on display by Missing Link. That was not a small man he hefted up there. Cast out of the ring again, however, though, by Wolf Hockfield. And rather than pursue, Team Canada Blue turns their attention to Matt Gibson to see if maybe can 2-on-1 him. That didn't work out very well. Gibson looking good against both members. Now we get 2-on-1 again for green. But that leg hook, vertical suplex slash brainbuster, whatever that is. Omega escaping that short-handed situation. Running knee to the face.
1, 2.
2 and change. Ooh, fall away slam. So yeah, the near falls have all gone to Team Canada Blue so far, which I think is fair. They are a seasoned tag team, many matches together,
1, 2.
both in 2 and 3. Small package there. But the wily and wiry, you might say, ace, Matt Gibson, withstands that. But he'll eat some power there. Fire, jumping, power bomb. We've seen that for the 3rd time. And for the 3rd time again, 2.9. The Team Green's hanging in there. Can they turn their fortunes around? Because this looks like we're on the path to Team Canada Blue victory. The Wolf battering his way through 2 opponents. Avalanche, running avalanche, clothesline. Have I ever mentioned King Kong Bundy? Seems like that name comes up a few times. That was his version of the avalanche, when you run in and squash a guy who's in the turnbuckle. And we saw Missing Link use that too. Do we need to sign King Kong Bundy? I know it'd be insane because there's no basis for him to be in a Canada wrestling promotion, but I seem to mention him often enough. Leave in the comments. What the hell? Let's consider it. Do we look up King Kong freaking Bundy? See if he wants to come out of retirement to wrestle. That would shake things up a little bit. That would add a new dimension to the heavyweight division. Bringing a guy who's like, what was he, 440 or? I know they build him as being at least 400 pounds. Rotating, sit down, power bomb. The ace is in there. However, down low, Missing Link. Meanwhile, vertical suplex the Wolf's out of the ring. Boston Crab. Well, okay. I did mention Team Green needs to turn this around. They're looking pretty good right now. Might they steal this match? Repeated headbutts. I mean, I guess it's not a matter of who gets the most 2.9s. It's a matter of who gets 3. We go until there's 3. Or a submission. Not sure how much submission wrestling these guys have, other than I know the Wolf doesn't mind going for the armbar. In fact, I believe he won Canada's heavyweight championship with that very move, the armbar. And the giant swing is also a submission hold. So yeah, you know, if we see a submission here, I guess my money's on the Wolf to get it done. Eye rake again. The Missing Link eye rakes Omega to get him out of the way while he goes for a pinfall 2 count. Repeated headbutts. Team Green looking pretty good right now. Oh, but the Wolf is up in time to escape that flying headbutt. Took him a while to get himself organized, though. Now 2-on-1 possibly. Clubbing blows by the Barbaric. Missing Link from Parts Unknown / Canada. As we see the, what was that, half Nelson suplex? Fisherman brainbuster in reply. Well, I think both teams, win or lose, have made a case for a tag team title shot of some sort. Seen a lot of near falls from Team Canada Blue, but Team Green is absolutely hung in there. Made this a marathon. Oh, 2-on-1. Oh, it looked like Omega was trying to... Okay, a lot of confusion there. I mean, Team Canada Blue tried to set up a 2-on-1 advantage situation, but it was aborted on account of the wolf was not legal. You can't be in there forever. You got to get out at some point. So a lot of confusion erupted over that. Full Nelson suplex followed up by the running clothesline. Omega to exploit his man from behind with a running knee. Discus forearm on the held opponent. Side Russian leg sweep as the ace desperately tries to buy himself time to tag out. Now we'll see all four men. Got the high kick landed by the wolf. Tries to give the ace a piece of that too. Eats clubbing blows as the 2-on-1 favors Team Green there. Wow. Battering ram on the wavering wolf. High kick missed, but he has a hold of his man now. Exploder. Just saw that used a devastating effect in the previous match. Was that the wolf sending a message to Big Titan? Maybe I should be thought of as the #1 contender. There's so many guys that could face the Titan next. Case could be made all over the place.
Golden Trigger!
Double knee, a testament, I would say, to my previous point there. Just how rich this promotion is. And we have 3.
Bang!
The bang delivered by Kenny Omega gets the finish. Gets the finish and maybe gets consideration for Wolf and Omega. Like before Team Terrible became 6 tag champions, I was saying they're looking for new opponents. Do we have their opponents now? Goes back to event 1. Team Canada Blue faced Team Terrible for the tag titles. Might have to see that again. Golden Trigger by Omega on what turned out to be a pretty golden match, 96%. Pretty good show, boys. Match 3, the 3-on-3. Featuring 6 competitors who did not have success on Canada Day, last event. But to be fair, not everyone can. What these 2 teams have now is an opportunity to make a case for a future title shot. Team Satan. Shota, like Owen Miller before him, get a taste of teaming up with heavyweights. He's fought heavyweights before, but this time he'll join members of his home region of Japan in a mix of bigger men. So the 2 team leaders, the Trick Prince, Satan's General,
Give up. 2.
the Trick Prince has led Jin Dynasty to more than 1 title reign in the 6 tag. Team Satan long history of being a duo, having recently added Warren Watson, the Midnight Knight, to make it a three-man team. Still looking to find their stride as a trio. Body slam into the corner, spills out of the ring. Trick Prince, he'll engage. The Foot Soldier, Satan's Foot Soldier, Will Stewart. Combination, leg striking. Looking impressive out there. Driving the knees. Oh, and he's bloodied. The Trick Prince has busted open the Foot Soldier. Early on, too. We're going to have blood. Blood coating the floor around the red corner. Fittingly. And Will Stewart gets tagged out. Maybe regroup after that. Assisted powerbomb as the Midnight Knight takes over, eats a dragon screw leg whip, however. Strongheart gets organized. When they get body slammed across the lit portion of the main sponsor logo. Will look like Strongheart might have been going for a dropkick there. But seizing the initiative there was the Midnight Knight with the clothesline. Now he's 1 against 2 against members of this newest Jin Dynasty. And it was going to be challenging to navigate those troubled waters. Now we get our first look at the irredeemable Shota. Looking pretty good in there so far. Feisty. Bringing the fight to the night. Shota, sleeper. Coming out with a lot of energy. Looks pretty small though. Reverse atomic drop off the Irish whip, and he'll go to the scythe. And look like the flesh of the Midnight Knight held up against that cutting action. Is that a low blow? Satan's general usually is on the delivering end of things like low blows. But he is up against the irredeemable after all. Who can foul for foul with the best of them? In the numbers game, to the general's detriment, is the Trick Prince. Irredeemable. General off balance. Running knee. Flying knee. Flying from the top rope. Coup de grace. Eye rake as Satan's general tries to right the ship here. Gets cast out of the ring. Wow. Some sort of, was that like a double arm suplex into a pin? By the Knight there? Huh. Wouldn't mind seeing that again. Giant swing from a giant man. The well-built musculature of the Foot Soldier. That leg brainbuster. And we got blood collecting on the floor again. One-man gang slam. Trick Prince was the one who caused this blood to start flowing. And we see these two men locking up again. Blood collecting around the red corner.
10 minutes gone.
Huh. Looked like Shota was deliberately sort of keeping a distance from Will Stewart, trying to play into the Trick Prince's hands, who attacked from behind. So good strategy implemented by the general. The members of Team Satan are working together now. For the first time, perhaps, Shota is on the receiving end of some of the punishment. Fireman's diamond cutter. Fireman's carry into the diamond cutter. Help is on the way, though, however, to rescue the irredeemable. He applies the torture grind. Then prudently escapes. Probably a good idea, because he looked like he might have been eating a big boot to the face had he hung in there. Double drop kick. Strong heart stretch. Body slam employed by the Midnight Knight. Lock up again near the center of the ring. Trading strikes. Battle of the chops. Perhaps with more of a karate background. Strongheart karate chops his way to victory in that little contest. Knight tags in foot soldier. Tries to go for that big boot again. More blood, this time in the satanic corner, which in a way is also the red corner. That German suplex, was it off the deadlift? Watch it back. Press slam, pose down. Showing off the musculature and then employing it with a giant swing. The cutoff made there. No save made on the giant swing, maximum effect. Will Stewart, no fear there, trying to clothesline his way through members of Jin Dynasty. Ends up on the short end, but he brings the action back to his own corner. The Devil's Domain. Arm drag takedown. Basically, stomp, rubbing the face. There's got to be a name for that move. Series of strikes, top rope. Some sort of flying body press type move. I'm not sure what that was. It's a little indistinct. But that was a little more distinct. The moonsault. Tied up in the ropes, however. Ew. Spilling out of the ring after that severe impact.
3, 4,
Trick Prince is tossed out there too. We have a full Nelson. Countered, however. Meanwhile, in the ring, going to work with the scythe again while the ref, his back's turned. Satan's General slammed on the outside again. Wild action. The Olympic Slam was attempted in there by Will Stewart, but it was foiled. 18 count. Blood collecting on the floor there as numerous men battle. The Phoenix Plex executed in the satanic side of the ring. 2.9 near finish. Double drop kick by other members of Satan. Fireman's carry drop there. Trick Prince trying to reestablish some order for himself there. Eye rake. Series of strikes. Gets the heck out of there. Huh. Wow. Figure 8. Shades of Charlotte. Charlotte Flair. The bridge. Figure 4 leg lock. Figure 8. Living the crowd pleasing way to finish that match. Sophisticated striking by Shota. Handling members of Team Satan right now. Bombarding with strikes. But he made himself a little vulnerable there. In the Devil Domain. Eats a discus clothesline too. Strong hard stretch going on. Blood collecting beneath him as the holds applied. Wild action as it tend to get. 6 tag action. Doesn't take much for it to devolve into a gang style brawl. Olympic Slam leads a blotch of blood behind as he executes it, however. Another figure 4 leg lock. Helps on the way, though. Strongheart. Strongheart save. All 6 competitors in the ring again. Some sort of death drop slam by Strongheart. The scythe is out again. Carving. Will Stewart. Oh, tried to fan the flame there at the foot soldier. Press slam. But Stewart was already escaping the ring. Not the best time for Shota to try the fire. Running kick to the ribs. All right, sure. Satan's general says you got to have the strategy, the military strategy. As he points to his brain. Eats a diamond cutter there. How's that for a Strongheart strategy? Cross-faced chicken wing standing edition. It's broken up though. Shota tries the fire again amidst all that mayhem. Must have singed someone. That was a long-range moonsault. I've seen that before, that distance moonsault, not just from the top rope, but just halfway across the ring. You see that sometimes out of the Trick Prince. A spectacular move. He does have a few tricks up his sleeve. Discus clothesline off the hold. 3-on-1 now as Team Satan. Going to work. Flying elbow from the top rope. From one pretty boy to another, that seemed like that. It was like the Shawn Michaels edition. Warren Watson's a handsome guy. Finally lands that high kick. Floors Shota, and Shota took a while to recover from that. He was laid on the mat for a while. Baseball slide sets up Shota for the striking, the ground striking. The ref is telling them now. Enough of that. Brass knuckles employed by Satan's general probably went unnoticed by the ref amidst all that chaos. Here's that top rope flying chest press or something. By the Midnight Knight brings the action all the way over to the satanic side of the ring. Shota backing off into the corner. Maybe not the best place to retreat to. More in harm's way. Goes behind on the reversal. Wow. Took the Knight by surprise. And secures the submission from behind. Shota, despite being the small man in this ring, employs technique and surprise. To pull out this victory for Jin Dynasty. So, a demonstration that the Trick Prince was wise to employ the irredeemable as Jin Dynasty gets back on the winning track. And maybe work toward a third 6-tag championship for the Trick Prince. Someday, perhaps. Match 4. As we get into our title matches. This one for Canada's Junior Championship. Now, we mentioned getting his first crack at Junior Singles Gold. Well, he thinks of himself as big. Type B big man complex. Can he achieve big by winning a championship? Current belt holder, Canada's own Christian, back in blue, Canada's junior champion. So height advantage. That's what makes Owen Miller's attitude kind of even funnier, even by juniors. I mean, he's a muscular guy. He's got some thickness, but his height makes him a little small even for a junior. But Christian has had a few losses. He's had his share since arriving in this organization, as we see a pair of dragon screw leg whips. So why not? Type B. Can Owen, big man complex himself to the top of this division? Poke to the eyes. Not if Christian has something to say about it. He doesn't mind pulling out some dirty tactics here. I mean, this is his title. If he wants to go on calling himself the top junior, eats a body slam, a big type B body slam. DDT. DDT. Flying body press. Flying body press into the championship corner. But we're in the ropes. Type B putting that strength on display there, reversing the vertical suplex. He's definitely a strong guy. He may not be a tall guy, but he's strong. There's no questioning that. No questioning his heart or his fight either. Again, going after the eyes. Christian with the DDT again, not just fighting for his own personal glory, but for his country. He's the only Canadian junior. Back suplex into the blue corner. There's more at stake for Christian. If he's not the champion, then we have a non-Canadian champion. Now we're seeing a lot of DDTs. Oh boy, head first, going for the flying headbutt. No one there. Eats the canvas face first. Head first. Backbreaker body slam combo by Big Man Complex. Boston Crab, all things B. We get a break. There's another B. Will those DDTs pay dividends? It's already 2 D's in DDT. Plural. Again with that back suplex, folding his man in half. Challenger replies. Forearm shot. Just the 1 count. We're only 6.5 minutes in after all. Another big body slam. Oh. Variation on the DDT. That impaler Buddy Edge is known for. Vertical suplex across the lit cola. Red and white. Main sponsor logo. Well, there's blue in there too. Christian's wearing blue. Another DDT. How many times we've seen this before when Christian just has that as a go-to strategy. He did that to Shota in one of their memorable matches. Unprettier. How many times can one man be dropped on his face or head? 2.9, perhaps not too many more times. The champion is looking good. Another back suplex. In motion, another drop kick. We saw that forward drop kick early in the match. We're seeing it again. The press slam, however, big power on display. Catching his breath while Christian recovers, but both men have had some recovery to do. Twisting the arm. Forearm shot floors the challenger again. Battles back with a body slam to type B big man complex. There's that backbreaker body slam combo. We're 10 minutes in. And the challenger making his case. Variation on the arm drag takedown suplex into a stunner. Suplex stunner. Seeing some combination power moves from type B. And although he doesn't have a 2.9 to show for it the way Christian does, I'd say the challenge is very much in this clubbing blows. Irish whip into the belly-to-belly over the head suplex. Now the champion takes his turn reeling big. One of those those body bashes, those, if you remember Vader. Flying clothesline though by Christian. Unprettier though. Into the challenger blue corner. But type B with the no-sell steps right back up. The twisting of the arm. Both men breathing heavily over 13 minutes. Backbreaker body slam again. Powerful combo. Or the champion with a clothesline authoritative. Death Valley driver spills the blue pants champion into the blue corner. Death Valley driving his way out of there too. Wow, this is turning into just a hell of a match. Christian recovers in time, but he eats none of those big bash run over moves. Flying clothesline. Football charge. The challenger powering up, running splash. Probably the world's smallest splash. Normally you think of big men doing moves like that, such as King Kong Bundy, if I could just reference him again. I almost referenced him earlier because that move that Owen was doing that's almost like an avalanche off the Irish whip. Again with that belly-to-belly suplex. We saw a 2.9 just recently. Was that the challenger got the 2.9? Yeah. Boy. Absolutely anyone's match now. More clubbing blows. The challenger needs to find some more wind if he's going to follow up. Another one of those suplex stunner moves. Are we in the ropes though? Well, we weren't in the ropes enough to call for the break. Another 2.9 frog splash by the champion. Eats another clothesline. What's keeping this match going? Both these men showing a lot of resilience, hanging in there. Yet another DDT. I have to wonder if Type B is going to have some concussion issues after this. So many drops on the head. Goes for the cover after the short clothesline, and we have 3. Christian kicks out, but it's too late. He's down for long enough. That's 3, and that's a new champion. Short clothesline or short range lariat, as they'll go with. Fair enough. Well, it hasn't taken long for Big Man Complex to obtain the biggest prize. He tried his luck at junior tag, didn't get that. 6 tag was a lot to ask, being in a team of... Well, he wasn't part of the junior team, but he was a junior in the land of heavyweights, teaming with Team Owens. But when given his chance to ascend in singles action, he has become the new Canada's junior champion. Big man complex. Top right there, average match evaluation over 90% as we head into this main event for Canada's 6 tag championship, to be challenged for by a team who has yet to achieve this accolade. Had a couple chances, few chances. Are they overdue to finally get this done? Or is it possible that the Hitman is getting a little bit too old to still be doing this? He can erase all doubt with a win over this team. Devastating. Early to say dominant, perhaps. They just won the titles, but they did win the Canada Day tournament. 3 wins in one night. Vampiro precedes Team Terrible, the tag team champions. Together, Team Weird are the 6 tag champions. The bear goes for the shoot, and Bret Hart, making me look foolish already, sidesteps the shoot, scores the takedown. Looking good in the early going, but watch that bear hug. Another drop toe hold. Taking the bear off his feet, takes him off his feet again. The body slam. Eye rake. Whatever you can do to confuse the bear, get him off balance. And Bret Hart just brazenly hanging out in the champion corner there. Surprised Vampiro didn't take a swing at him or something. Back to the eye rake, and as soon as Terrible Ted took a step back, I thought maybe he should tag. Because he seemed to be befuddled by the wily, crafty old Bret the Hitman Hart. I mean, the guy's been around. That's the advantage of age. The experience. The Hitman has fought, well, maybe not all kinds. Don't know if he's fought a bear before. But the bear makes his point there. Headlock, hip toss, takeover before tagging out to his animal handler, JC Terrible. They work together with a double clothesline. Team Terrible is off and running finally. Looking well as a team. Standing Guillotine is aware down, and Blue Hair says, let me get the hell out of here. Holy crap. That was awful. 3D executed in the challenger corner. Oh, the sharpshooter replied. Blue Hair. I believe he applied the sharpshooter, what was it? 3 times in one match. I think he was on Canada Day, actually. Softening his opponent up there for the Canadian sensation, who's deep in enemy territory right now. And it catches up to him, no surprise. The vertical suplex out of the ring.
1.
Body slammed back into the red corner. And Pyro drags his carcass out of there.
5 minutes gone.
Kick to the back. Holds onto the ropes, negating that Irish whip, but not the body slam out of the ring. And one polite turn deserves another. The Canadian sensation did not pursue outside the ring. Sidewalk slam. Sidewalk slam pyro. I don't know. Went for the double arm suplex, but countered to the back body drop in pyros out of the ring. Little confusion there. Bret Hart dropped down to the floor from the apron. I don't know if he thought he was going to go all the way around and engage Vampiro from on the outside. Eye rake. Well, I imagine, it occurs to me, did Bret Hart just eye rake Jason the Terrible's hockey mask? Now, Bret Hart, you, being a Canadian, you know full well that mask is probably pretty impervious. Anyway, double clothesline by two members of Team Weird. The two white members, that's the commonality that Pyro has with Jason. They both have white faces. Hitman tags in Sensation. And they'll work together. Wow. Some sort of Legion of Doom. Clothesline. Or could that have been the nail in the coffin? The Vampiro. It took a while for us to finally see that. It's one of those body slams into a type of power bomb, pile driver. I'm not sure what you call that. Well, for a moment at least, all three members of Team Weird, the champions, looks like Vampiro is going to fly like some sort of vampire bat, maybe? Chose not to in the end. A lot of collegiate style Greco-Roman mat scrambling there. Headbutt to the back of the head, neck breaker. Good combination wrestling by the Dramatic Fight Wrestling Tag Team Champions. A subset of Sharpshooter Syndicate. Body slam out of the ring. Blue Hair goes out into pursuit. Didn't turn out to be such a good idea as the Wrestling Bear reverses the vertical suplex. Don't poke the bear. Might be the lesson there. Bear hug. Bret Hart hangs in there. Withstands the pressure. And you'd think that he'd have some resilience. I mean, he's got another opportunity here to be a two-belt champion. If he can lead Sharpshooter Syndicate to 6-tag gold. They did score a win on Canada Day, only to fall in the semifinals to then champion Team Canada Blue. Terrible tags in, terrible jawbreaker using the hockey mask as a weapon, and more effectively still, the low blow. Bret Hart, Blue Hair trying to work together. Jason the Terrible always going to be a feisty, difficult pill to swallow. body slam, chin lock combination. And you notice the other members of Sharpshooter Syndicate got nervous after a while. I was like, is Brett going to get out of that? Maybe we should free him. Backslide, but we're in the ropes. And deep in champion territory. Knee to the breadbasket. He's going to fly from the championship corner, missing with the elbow, however. Jason the Terrible wisely gets tagged out. Get the fresher man in there. And the white members of Team Weird full on invading the challenger corner. Double clothesline. It's some sort of rock bottom, isn't it? I feel like I could call that the rock bottom. It's basically, it's a modified rock bottom, and then save that other move we saw. That pinning combination. Makes more sense as nail in the coffin, because clearly it's considered a finisher for him. Like he does that move into a pin. When you think of nailing the coffin, you think of that being the end. Superfly, by the way, by the Vampire Bat there. Super kick into a pin combination, but Sharpshooter Syndicate, not just in there to make the save, but to beat down Vampire, who's face down on the mat right now. Getting all too good of a look at the Lit Cola main sponsor logo. You don't want to see it that close. Something's going wrong. Tree of Woe. Sensation bringing the action back to the center. Sensational centering there by Alan Hawkins. Northern Light Suplex sets up Bret Hart to try for the pin. Normally that's a pinning move. 2.9, however, that close to Sharpshooter hoisting their first 6-tag championship. Too close. I'm going to call it the rock bottom. Well, that might have been the Rock's finisher. It's not necessarily Vampiro's finisher. The nail in the coffin will be a mystical, rare move that we may or may not see. Boy, I was almost ready to... Yeah, there it is. I almost called it right away. It's like, I don't know if this is going to be curtains for Sharpshooter now. It looked like Bret Hart's teammates had a chance to rescue him, but they failed at that. And the Hitman was trapped in that guillotine submission hold long enough to give it up. Man. Sharpshooter Syndicate had a 2.9 in the match. That's how close they were to finally getting this job done. Feel like we want to at least pencil in this rematch. Because, you know, Bret Hart looked good right from the beginning. He seemed to know what to do against the Wrestling Bear. He got the better of the bear to start to open the match. And then we saw 2.9 eventually. Jeez. Yeah, I think, under other circumstances, if this was one of those abrupt, premature finishes, it would just be, back to the drawing board for Sharpshooter Syndicate. But no, not in this case. They look good from the beginning and throughout, I think. So, good chance they'll get another shot. Perhaps next month, we'll see. But for now, perhaps to the surprise of no one going into the match, Team Weird holds on to Canada's 6-tag championship. Well, didn't maintain our over 90% on the average rating, but 88 still very good. Will the money be very good? Just a success this time. We did not approach capacity, so not a great success, but hopefully the money will still be decent. Okay, so perhaps a touch of a letdown after the spectacular that Canada Day was. Our income a little over $2 million. We profited a little less than $2 million on the event. So, on the plus side, we do exceed the $30 million mark in terms of the value of the promotion. So that's what the main takeaway will be as we close this show, is that the Canada Wrestling promotion is worth over $30 million. How much will it get to be worth over time? Continue to follow this series to find out.